Hi, I'm Denise and you're watching Law with Denise. In this video, I'll be outlining the details of what happened in the Hillsborough disaster on April 15th, 1989 at the Hillsborough Stadium in Sheffield, England. In addition to outlining the details of what occurred, I will also be drawing attention to some legal actions that were taken post the disaster. So what exactly happened on this day? With a sellout of 54,000 tickets, fans gathered to watch a semi-final FA Cup match between Liverpool and Nottingham Forest. This match was supposed to start at 3 p.m. on April 15th, 1989. The match would start, but the match would not finish. It would end when Mr. Greenwood, a police officer, notices that Liverpool spectators are struggling to breathe and move in pens 3 and 4 of the west stand of the stadium. And when he draws attention to the referee and asks the referee to end the match. When the match ends, 5 minutes, 30 seconds after kickoff at 3 p.m. on April 15, 1989, it becomes clear that a disaster has occurred. 94 people have lost their lives. Days after, the 95th victim would go. In 1993, Tony Bland, the 96th victim, would go because on the day he suffered irreparable brain damage as a result of what happened in pens 3 and 4. In 2021, Andrew Devine, our 97th victim. Following the disaster, there were several legal actions, including 2 legal inquests. There were some significant cases in the English courts, including the Alcock and Chief Constable of South Yorkshire case and the White and Chief Constable of South Yorkshire case, 1999. If you would like to find out more details about these cases and watch discussions of them, I have 3 videos which focus on these 2 cases, and the links to these are in the description. I'm going to pull up a diagram which I think should help us to understand exactly what happened on the day. So what you're looking at on screen is part of the west stand of the stadium. Now, Liverpool fans were told they could use the west stand and the north stands. Nottingham Forest fans were told they could use the south and the east stands. So fans were segregated. And it's in pens 3 and 4 which a disaster actually occurred. So not all of the west stand. This here is the Leppings Lane, the point at which Liverpool fans were told they could enter the west stand. These are some turnstiles through which fans would enter once they've entered through the Leppings Lane point. On the day, there were less turnstiles allocated to Liverpool fans than there were to Nottingham Forest fans, even though there were more Liverpool fans expected to turn up on the day. So we already have a foreseen issue, right? They have less places to enter from. What this means is that we have a commotion, a clogging of people. By 2:30, this becomes a problem. Kickoff is at 3, and at 2:30, police officers notice that they have too many people, about 5,000 fans waiting outside Leppings Lane, trying to get into the west stand. One police officer asked for the kickoff to be delayed because he's concerned about how they're going to get all the fans into the stadium. This is rejected. So this request is rejected. They've got to get everyone in by 3 p.m. Another officer makes a request at 2:40 and he asks for gate C to be open, to create more options for these fans to enter into the stadium. At 2:52, that permission is given by the chief superintendent, who is Duckenfield. So you can imagine then at 2:52, we've all experienced this. You want to watch a match or a concert. Oh, another gate is open. People start making their way quickly to gate C, right? So this is gate C here. So people are rushing, trying to get in. It's 2:52. The kickoff is at 3. This gate will only be open for 5 minutes. And in that 5 minutes, 2,000 fans hurriedly make their way through gate C. Now, what do they do when they make their way through gate C? Some fans make their way, turn right, and they go into, I think these will be pens 1 and 2 on the right, and some fans turn left and go into pens 6 and 7. The majority of fans go through the tunnel straight down and they head for pens 3 and 4. Before we get any further, I want to make clear that gates A and B are also open, right? According to the Taylor Interim Report. But the majority of people make their way to gate C. And the majority of people do not turn right, nor do they turn left. They go straight into pens 3 and 4, which is where the disaster occurs. This is where over 700 people get injured. This is where 94 people lose their lives. This is where Tony Bland and Andrew Devine get severely injured. Why do they get injured in pens 3 and 4? They get injured in pens 3 and 4 because these are standing terraces with no clear number of how many people should be there, or it seems as though there was a guide that was not followed. But the point is that when they get to pens 3 and 4, there are too many people in these pens standing up. It becomes overcrowded. People cannot move forward nor backward. For 5 minutes, the gate is open. So at 2:57, it was closed. But it seems as though at 3 p.m., when kickoff starts, it's opened again. And remember, when it was open at 2:52, between that time and 2:57, when people get in, they realize that there are too many people in there, but yet it is opened again, it seems, at 3 p.m. Greenwood, who is working on the ground in another area, notices that people are struggling in these pens, and he goes over and he asks fans to move back. But the fans cannot move back because they're too crowded. At some point, one of the gates, gate 3 here, falls down. Greenwood tries to get the attention of Duckenfield, who's in the control room, to ask him to end the match. Duckenfield asks Murray, another officer, to go down and tell the linesman to end the match. But before that can even happen, Greenwood goes over to the referee and asks the referee to stop the match 5 minutes, 30 seconds in. When they stop the match, it becomes clear 94 people have lost their lives, their bodies all over the ground. Now, the next question is why? I've already pointed out that there was overcrowding. There were too many people in pens 3 and 4. The interim report says there was not enough monitoring of what was going on. There were insufficient turnstiles on the day. And what happened afterwards? Following the disaster, obviously there were saddened and angry families. And as a result, there were 2 inquests which involved looking at what happened. The second inquest confirmed that the killings were unlawful. So they were unlawful killings of the people in pens 3 and 4. And there were also different prosecutions. So there was a private prosecution against Duckenfield. And after the second inquest, there were several other legal cases against Duckenfield and other officers and people that were responsible for the stadium on April 15, 1989. If you are a law student, you would have definitely, if you're studying tort law, you would have definitely come across Alcock and Chief Constable of South Yorkshire 1992 and White and Chief Constable of South Yorkshire 1999. Alcock deals with family members who are related to victims of this disaster, and these family members' attempts to get compensation for the suffering they endured as a result of seeing their family suffer on that day. White and Chief Constable concerns police officers who are at the stadium and working at the hospital, this disaster, and the suffering they endured, the psychiatric suffering they endured as a result of their involvement in this disaster. I have 3 videos which involve discussions of these 2 cases, Alcock and Chief Constable South Yorkshire 1992 and White and Chief Constable South Yorkshire 1999. If you want to watch these videos, the links to them are in the description below. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.